Welcome back to Caves of Qud. We follow Argon after his harrowing trip through Golgotha, and he returns to the Barathrumites for his reward. Argon approaches Otho and informs him that he has, in fact, finished the quest. He's going to offer us a masterwork scoped carbine or chain pistol. I don't know that we care about either one of these, so I think I'm going to take the carbine just because I believe it'll sell for more. We gain the rank of apprentice with the Barathrumites, and we have finished more than a willing spirit. Gaining a ton of reputation, sitting up at 350 now. And Ortho asks us, are you ready to discuss the signal? Yes. The signal is a repeat transmission being broadcast from an unknown source. It's been live for over a year. One of our tinkerers, Qud, discovered it while rigging a long-wave detector. Unfortunately, it's encrypted, and we do not have the means to decrypt it. You may be of some help in this matter, however. We know of the location of a fully functional beetle within the bowels of the Great Hall Bethesda Susa. The mechanimists have consecrated the site around it and built a temple there. Qud claims to have developed a means to decrypt the signal, but she needs the computing power of a beetle. If you can infiltrate the mechanimist compound, you may be able to engage the beetle and decode the signal. What is a beetle? They are antique stones located in certain places deep within the caverns of Qud. We believe they are some sort of hyper-advanced machines built by the Eater. Often one claims to possess a sentience of its own. So basically they're like AI left over by the Eaters. However, most of them have gone haywire in the eons since their creation. It is rare indeed to discover one whose circuitry is wholly uncorroded. The mechanimists worship this one as an idol, and they will protect it at all costs. You will need to find a way through their host to the beetle itself. Do you believe you can accomplish this task? Yes. Good. Apprentice. Seek Qud in the workshop. She'll encode her instructions for the beetle onto a copy of the disc. There's one more thing. The beetle is located beneath the ancient cryobarios of the Eaters. Time has worked to erode the mechanisms that contain their cryogenic mist. That freezing vapor billows out of the chambers freely now, cooling the entire cavern. You will want to procure warm clothing to protect yourself. The spoils of the mechanimists are yours to keep. Remember, apprentice, Barathrum will look kindly upon your service. I will return with the data. So before we leave, we need to talk to Qud real quick. Let's see if we can find her on the list. Looks like she's asleep. Not anymore. Go and poke her and wake her up. She's not going to be mad at you for doing this or anything like that. Qud is an interesting character. We're going to ignore some of her unique dialogue. We'll get back to that later. I don't want to have too much reading at the beginning of this episode. Ortho informs me that you have a method for decoding the signal. I do, brave friend. I'll imprint them now. And she imprints it, and we now have a special imprinted cell from her. Before we leave, I'm going to do some quick trading with Mafio because I believe we have the security interlock in this Skillsoft tier. So we have a lot of potential money. We can also sell like the flaming longsword and these masterworked weapons. And I don't think we're ever going to need the steel shield because we're looking for two-handed weapons. So we can actually, we can get a ton of money. See if he has, he only has one copper nugget. That's very unfortunate. But I'd also like to, I apologize, I might press the wrong buttons a few times, playing Caves of Qud and Cataclysm at the same time. Honestly, I wouldn't suggest playing them at the same time. We're going to buy all of his lead slugs, and then this time we're going to remember to use psychometry on the lead slugs in order to make sure that we learn how to make them in the future. Also, if he has a missile at some point, we'll want to buy one missile. He does have some weird artifacts. So can we afford to do this trade? Yeah, we can afford to do this trade. What I mean by that, by afford to do that, is that you do need to have empty water skins in order to be able to store water. So there can be such a thing as getting too much money where you can't afford it anymore. So let's have him identify these real quick. So that's a turbo, a shade oil injector, and desalination pellets. Okay. So the turbo, just looked at that real quick. We're probably not going to use one, but it's actually like a very special kind of like, I always imagine it as like a hyper tech compound bow. These things are very cool. They do still fire arrows, which makes them, in my opinion, slightly better than the electrobow, because the arrows can impart extra things and stuff like that, and then it just makes the damage die, penetration, and damage bonus much higher because of the fact that it's powered itself. And he does not have a two-hand. Man, we're having every other character I've played right now has such an easy time finding two-handed weapons while they don't want them, and this character who wants two-handed weapons has not been able to find one literally at all. With that though, we are only level 13, which means that we don't want to actually go straight to Bethesda Susa. Bethesda Susa is very, very hard, and it has some bosses at the beginning that would be a pretty big problem for us. So I think what I want to do is, there is one more town that I consider to be a very important town, and I think we're going to head over there, and we may attempt to do the quest that is associated with that town. And we do have Baylaw, but Baylaw's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I should dedicate an entire episode to Baylaw because it has a really unique and very interesting quest. But we are going to head over to here, to Kyakukya. We're just going to call it Kyaku. That's very hard to say. So we're going to head over to Kyaku here, and there's a quest over here that involves a lot of combat, and it's going to be a lot of combat against guys that have two-handed weapons. So I'm having a very high chance, in my opinion, to be able to get a two-handed weapon, like a carbide great hammer or something like that. And as soon as we take even one step outside of Grid Game, we found some ruins. That's actually a good thing, though. I would like to, any ruins we find, we're going to try to explore to at least some degree, because I largely want experience right now. Just try to bash this guy down. Oh, wow, he's actually running from me? Okay. Oh, he ran back to his friends. It's not the best thing in the world. I think we can get both of them with the ice. This guy's bleeding me so hard, jeez. Okay, we're going to camp real quick and eat some food, because I think it slows us down to be hungry. Freeze those two. Head over here. Try and take out at least a couple of them. It looks like that gorilla over here just took out that robot for us. That's really nice. We're also carrying around a lot of water right now, which is not the greatest thing in the world. Oh my gosh, please die, cat. Cats are so hard to hit, jeez. What's that weird artifact? Freezing steel kukri. That's nice. Has a trinket in it, though. We can replace that cell, remove it, and then identify that. Oh, solar cell. Okay, we're going to learn the solar cell, and that's actually something super nice. So we're going to install that into our grit gate recoiler, and then I want to see if we can make another one real quick. We can. Perfect. And then we're going to install that one into our Joppa recoiler. That means that walking around the overmap and walking around... Is that a two-handed hammer? No, it's one-handed, but we'll still equip it. Actually, we'll have to check to see if our... I didn't know that we had a warhammer. I kind of forgot. We'll have to compare here. Looks like the carbide hammer does do more damage, and it's sturdy, so there's also that. But yeah, whenever we're on the overmap or we're just moving around even topside, we can use the... we can regain some power with the solar cells. So you never really have to worry about the recoilers. One thing you have to worry about, though, or one thing you have to keep in mind, not necessarily worry about, is that the solar cell only has enough power to activate the recoiler once. So you can't recoil back and forth really fast if you have the solar cells in there. But then again, you can just recharge it. The A quality bits that you need in order to recharge are not that expensive. I am actually going to avoid going through the water here, because there's a particular enemy in these water areas that is particularly problematic. Ooh, there's a Dromad caravan here. That is fantastic news. This is one of the towns that you're going to be going to a lot to shop, at least especially in the early game, and having a Dromad caravan here is just even better. So one of the things we want to do is, this guy over here is your shopkeeper, Ural, and if you trade with him, he almost always has a recoiler. It's hard to tell, though, because he doesn't have the ability to identify artifacts, and that's 375. So if that's not a recoiler, that'd be a very unfortunate to buy. The other thing I want to do is, as actually was suggested to me by the Barathumites, is I do want to find some stuff that has some amount of cold resistance on it, because one of the lower floors is quite cold. Man, I really wish I could identify this, because I think that's probably Kyakukya recoiler. It's about the right cost. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to just try. and then we're going to examine it. There's a dire iron. Ah, okay. We got it on our first try. Kyakukya recoiler. Very nice. So we'll go ahead and make another solar cell real quick, and we will replace the battery that's in here with a solar cell. And it says that it had a weird trinket in it, so we're about to learn a new type of battery. High capacity chem cell. Nice. I don't think those are actually technically different than normal chem cells. It's like a modifier, I think. So I actually can't use psychometry to learn the high capacity thing. Do you have anything else that interests me? The backpack can be nice if you're struggling with carry capacity. We're strength characters, so we're kind of not. It gives you plus 20%. And the snakeskin armlet gives you 2 dodge and goes on your arm, which can be very nice, especially if you're running a dodge character, because it's kind of just like a free slot there. Then this thing we're going to do here is I want to go over to the schematics drafter here and see if he has anything interesting for us. Airfoil, mecha power core. I don't know what that's for. That sounds like a later thing that sounds amazing. Let's see. Grave goods. No, nothing interesting there. And then we're going to speak to Warden Indrix. Make haste, traveler. I'm in search of work. Grr. There is but one task I know to offer. It is the most treacherous, and in all likelihood you will perish. Is your interest waned? No. Continue. There's a river south of the village that runs an eastwardly course into the jungle. Along its bank lies a goat folk village. There resides a mighty shaman, Mammon Soul Drinker. He is in possession of a talisman of great power, an amaranthine prism that refracts the psyche of its handler in much the same way as Mir Nuntu has explained to me. A common prism refracts light. The thing is cursed, traveler. No man nor goat may safely wield it for long. You must travel to the village and retrieve the prism from Mammon by any means necessary. Why don't you retrieve it yourself? Mammon is my elder brother. He would discern my presence before I could strike. Anything else I should know? There is. Firstly, Mammon will have several goat folk under his enthrallment, and they will protect him at all costs. Secondly, take care to stay out of his reach, for his power is most potent when he can lay hands on you. Finally, if you recover the prism, do not under any circumstances wield it. I needn't warn you of the consequences should you return to me bearing that charm. That is all. Are you willing? I am willing. So he is right. If Mammon touches you and you don't have a way to get away, you're probably dead. The dude's a little terrifying. I kind of love this quest because it can be really hard or really easy depending on your character, and it's just kind of one of those things that Caves of Qud does very well is just this drastic difference of how hard things can be, just depending on like what your character in particular does. I'm gonna sell some stuff just as a quick recap. It looks like we're sitting at about 510 drams of liquidatable money. I'm not gonna buy any armor from him, even though I kind of want to, because the armor he's selling I can get very close by. So unlike a lot of other quests, you don't actually want to return to the map to do this quest that we're on right now. Instead, you actually want to go off the map to the south here. And as you're exploring around, you're going to find a river like this. And you actually want to, and there's a little bit of randomness to this. I don't know if you can actually find this just from the overworld map, even if you have a lot of knowledge of the game. You want to actually follow the course of the river towards the east. And as the river bends on each map tile, you'll want to go to whatever tile it goes off. So this one's going to the south, but it's also going to the east. So we're going to want to follow it east for a little while here, even though the fact that the river does go off to the south as well. And we're going to be running into a lot of these goat folks. They can be pretty scary whenever there's a lot of them, and they're very tanky. These are bullies. This guy has polyhedral rings. That's interesting. That guy's a gun one. I don't remember what their weapons are, but we're going to charge him because there's a grenade guy, and the grenade ones are terrible. Yep, a sower. There's a sower somewhere. Here he is. Yeah, goat folk sowers. You have to watch out for these guys. They're going to throw grenades at you guys, and their grenades are legitimately terrifying. So we're actually going to take flight here, and I'm going to return the favor and fire a grenade back at him. The flying means that they can still shoot me and stuff like that, obviously. And in fact, they can actually still fire grenades at me, as far as I'm concerned. But the melee guys can't damage me, which will help reduce the overall amount of damage that we're taking. We are going to use the swoop ability, which basically allows us to swing down for one attack and hit something. I think I got the sower. So we're going to land. Is there another sower here? Hornblower, bully, yurt warden? No. We're going to charge the yurt warden because he has a gun. And we have to be careful here. I don't want us to get too surrounded with low HP. We'll take flight again. Kind of back up a little bit here. Use a freeze ray. Actually managed to take that guy down. We'll swoop this guy to do a little bit of damage to him. And we can fly over the lake faster than they can chase us, so we're going to rest a tiny bit here. We'll land again. Charge the mage. There's a shaman. Oh, he's a legendary shaman. Ooh, that's not super good. I'll take flight again. Well, he just teleported away anyways, so why do we just take damage? Oh, he siphoned us. We're gonna... Okay, I was about to say we're gonna leave the map to get rid of the siphoning, but it looks like it wore off on its own. I think that's the farthest I can take my HP without feeling too bad. We're going to go ahead and use a salve injector here. We did not get any side effects, and that should get us back up to full, just in time for everyone else to come in. See if we can take a few of these guys down before everything else comes in. Do we have any more grenades? I should have made a lot more grenades now that I have the grenade launcher. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it is an inconvenience. How close is this guy to dying? He's badly wounded. Okay, we're gonna swoop him. Oh, as soon as we jumped into the air, they immediately knocked us prone as we swooped. So we're actually gonna back up and rest over here. And we're gonna go back in, but we're gonna be flying when we go back in. Freeze that guy. Land. See if we can take him down. Oh my gosh, they're just doing so much damage to me. It's like we can kill them, but these are part of a elites and a legendary squad. So I think they are actually stronger for that. I'm not 100% sure on that one, though. How weak is this guy? Injured, badly wounded. We should be able to swoop here, take this guy out, land, and then charge this guy. Miss him terribly. Finally hit him. Come on, take another one out. We just need to wear these guys down. Ooh, Obsidian Chris. Fuck yes. We're not going to be using that, but we'll sell it. And daggers are kind of notorious in this game for being very, very lightweight. And Obsidian sells really well. So that's some basically free money. Cool, we got another one down. We got one of the riflemen down. Go ahead and treat the Issachar rifles as scrap and scrap that. You know what I should have done whenever we left the map and we got them off our tail? We should have made more grenades. In fact, we're going to do that now. Man, we have so many. We'll make 5 real quick. Reload our grenade launcher. As soon as we see another one of these goat folk. These little guys, the Neftali, they're like little munchkin wood sprite guys. Hard to say what that description actually describes, but they're not really a threat unless there's a ton of them, so we're not going to waste any grenades on them. But if we see a goat folk, we're going to fire a grenade at him instantaneously. Just got hit by a leech. That's annoying. We'll go ahead and freeze up this way. Do actually gain a mutation points. We're going to apply that to freezing ray right now because I would love to get my freezing ray higher so we can do a little bit more damage with that. Do we have enough to buy anything? We can buy backswing. Whenever making an intelligent attack with primary hand, there's a chance that you make an additional free attack with the same hand. That's pretty nice. We already have tinkering 2, so I think, yeah, we'll go ahead and take backswing for a little bit more damage here. I do want to get rid of this leech first and foremost. I think we're going to take flight, back up a little bit, and then fire our grenade launcher. And we'll fire it again, I think. Take out all of those guys. Fucking beautiful. What the fuck just happened? I like stepped out of the water and I got hit like 25 times for half my HP? Okay. Well, that happened. It'll put us back here. Man, I'm not 100% sure. I'll probably have to review that in my editing. And you guys will know, but I won't know what happened there. Maybe I was lower HP than I thought, and I wasn't paying attention. You know what? We're going to learn from our mistakes this time. We're going to make a bunch of grenades. Make sure that we have plenty for our grenade launcher. This is kind of why we're playing on roleplay, is that that would be the end of a permadeath run right there. And, ooh, sowers. Where's the sower? We want to find that sower right away. It's right there. Hello. Thank you for the grenades. Here's one back. Ooh, we killed that bully in one shot. He probably got hit by the grenade. We're gonna shoot a grenade at that guy as well, and then we'll shoot an ice beam at him, and we're gonna take flight. Reload our gun, and can I aim right here, please? Okay, we're going to take flight even harder. I just remembered that I can do that. I can just leave the map with take flight. Ooh, I think I just shot myself. Yeah, take 24 damage from your own explosion. Okay, there's a sower right next to us. We can swoop him to do a little bit of damage. He is hurt. Oh, we're on the ground. We need to be careful about that. We're gonna throw a grenade over there to hurt these guys. And this particular goat folk encounter is kind of rough for us right now. Reload our gun. The sower is not the worst thing in the world. You know what? Let's not risk another death. We're going to go ahead and immediately use a salve injector. Mutant physiology reacts adversely to the tonic. Their skin begins to knot. Let's see what that does. We're going to go into our thing, show effects, and we are apparently floppy. We have a chance to fall prone while moving. That's funny. We'll freeze that guy and fire a grenade here. There we go. Kill that guy. Fuck yes. We're killing so many this time. What did he just do? Electromagnetic pulse? And then he just bonded me. Which means that he's sucking life from me each turn. But not a ton. I think I might be fine. Oh, I need to take flight. Yep. Oh, please don't kill me. I didn't know that that would not wear off when I left. Okay, he just teleported away, so I think we actually can take a moment to kill his minions that he left behind. Potentially. They're so freaking hard to kill. Just this basic hammer. Oh, man. Really having to be careful with the flight here and take our time. Being shot at by something else as well. Loaded the grenade launcher. Missed horribly. See if we can take this guy out. Badly wounded. Ah, yes, we got him. Okay. Focus on this bully next. See if we can just take him out before any of his allies show up. The bullies are kind of a lot to deal with even by themselves. Okay. We're going to do the same thing as last time. We're going to rank up Freezing Ray, and we will take Backswing. I wonder what these polyhedral rings are. Is that just the trade good? Okay. I thought that was something else. I think that's called chiral rings is the thing that I was thinking about. He did have a two-handed sword, not a two-handed hammer. If we get these gun guys in melee range, they're going to try and just like swing their fists at us, so they won't be very good in it anymore. So we'll take the dagger and the Isakari rifle. We do have to mark the Isakari rifle as scrap as well, again, because, well, everything that happened before is gone. So we have not managed to kill that legendary, though. We are out of grenades, but I think we're also out of the stuff that we need to make grenades, the A bits. I mean, we're not completely out, but I don't want to use all of them because I want to make sure that we can always recharge our recoilers if we need to. I'm not seeing this legendary. We might have to just clear the map and then look for him afterwards. I'd very much like to kill him, though. I'll take this Chris here. Charge in on this guy. Bonk the other guy. Okay, we're doing a little bit better now. We have a better rhythm now. Deal with their godhead, which is the Neftali kind of like worship machines found in the jungles. And each of them are led by... Ooh, that hurt. Each of them are led by a machine. Ah, we found him. Soul Drinker. He is at full HP. I'm gonna go ahead and freeze him real quick. I wonder if he's related. He's only disliked by the Snapjaws, so I don't think he's related to Mammon Soul Drinker. Might just be a coincidence of naming. I've never seen anyone else named Soul Drinker before. Ooh, a combustion cell. Very nice. If we get a good source of oil, those are just a upgrade from chem cells. They have more energy. And there are certain things that require a lot more energy all at once, like programmable recoilers, for example, that make things like that really nice. Use our incredible charge range to take that guy down. And the guy did kind of teleport away, so we want to see if we can figure out where he teleported. Oh, actually, speaking of, he's right here. He is going to be doing a lot of damage to us with that siphon. But he also only has electromagnetic pulse, which doesn't matter too much to us. We've already gotten down to wounded, which you can see at the bottom of the screen here. We did stun him for a moment there. It's like the siphon's worn off. We can freeze him, and while he's frozen, I am going to take another salve injector because I don't want him to run. Oh, dang it. You cannot sea to sea. Your mind cracks as a bell struck by a hammer. What happened this time? I don't actually know. Either way, the salve injector will still always heal us. And we take him down. We're now despised by adult folk and disliked by Snapjaws. I think that actually upped our liking from Snapjaws. That's funny. Let's see. 8 for gloves. Give cold resistance. We're going to go ahead and take and equip those. And there's another carbide hammer, but it is, again, only a one-handed hammer. And because we just got that guy down, and he was very, very hard, we're going to come back here, and we're going to sell real quick, and then we will head right back out. The other reason I popped back is, well, you may call it cowardice, call it whatever you will, but that also created a save state for us so that we don't have to deal with that fight again. There is a keybind, and it's going to be very useful in places like this, that allows you to walk off a certain direction of the map. I would strongly suggest binding that to something more useful. I don't know what the default bind is. I don't use the default bind. But we're going to continue following the river to the east. And as we level, these goat folk are going to become easier as we go. We're also really hoping one of them can drop us a two-handed weapon. These guys almost always, the bullies almost always have two-handed weapons of some kind. And one of the two-handed weapons that they can have is a hammer. So that's going to be one of our goals. Actually, while we're sitting here, we are going to tinker up a few more high explosive grenades. We're just going to do 2 because we are very much running out of bits really fast. Just running into frogs in the water here. This guy also has a freezing beam and is relatively resistant to cold, but he is not resistant to bunk. Did we lose the river? I'll have to check in a second here. Can't check while I'm fighting. I think I might not have followed the river because I don't normally run into swamp. It's kind of hard to say because sometimes following this river is a little bit more complicated than meets the eye. I think we're still following it. It really is hard to say sometimes, though. Okay, there we go. Just there was a little bit of swamp here that interfered with the, I would say, normal tiles of the river. It's different each time. I mean, it's a procedurally generated game, but I've just never seen a swamp interacting with it before, so it looked a little strange to me. Ooh, seen more goat folk. Good, good, good. Does this guy have... he has a potter's knife. Unfortunate. Oh, that is a lot of goat folk. And that's a sower in the back there. Now that they're not green because they're part of a party, it's a lot easier to spot. As we're going to back up because we do not want to get hit by all of those potential grenades. Now that the mage has shown himself, we're going to throw a grenade at him. And I'd very much like to finish him off. Can we charge him? No. The amount of quickness we have, you think I could get away from them, but they're pretty fast themselves. We did crit, so we get another bonk. We managed to take this one down, which is really good because they paralyzed us for a moment. We actually got paralyzed 4 times in a row, so we're actually going to back off using our flights to kind of cheese them a little bit. We'll freeze this guy, or sorry, attempt to. Okay, this guy with the paralyzing tail here is a problem. He is a real problem. This guy also has a plastifier bonnet. That's really nice. I think we're going to fly and run. No, I don't think we can do both at the same time. We were just running. Managed to charge this guy, fully stun him, remain stunned. Finally shook it off, but I got him all the way down to injured while he was shaking it off. This hornblower is probably not too much of a threat to us. That gunner guy is not going to shoot through his friends. We just have to position them in such a way that they can't attack us as much as they want to. He's shooting at us, but he's gonna be stuck also shooting at that door. We got so close to taking them down. We're going back off to here, maybe. Freeze this guy as he comes in. Wait until he gets closer. There we go. Take him out. Okay, the reason why I was interested in this bonnet is because it will also give us cold resistance. I don't know if it's... I don't know. We're going to have to compare real quick, see which one's better. Yeah, the bonnet's definitely better. Losing the ego with our already very low ego kind of sucks, but that guy's at perfect HP, so we're just going to leave and come back down. I would say it's a pretty cheesy strat to do over and over again, but at the same time, this game's hard. So I'm going to take advantage of it. I mean, we've already died here once. Go ahead and take out this bully. He had a two-handed battle axe, but not a two-handed hammer. Be very excited when we finally get our two-handed hammer. Normal carbide hammer. I'm not imagining things, right? Two-handed hammers do exist, right? Like, am I just getting that unlucky? We have stun-locked this shaman, and we immediately level. We're going to want to... I think if we take another heightened quickness, then that will make our total heightened quickness 16 Or we could take Freezing Ray. I do really like Freezing Ray, so we're going to grab Freezing Ray. So now Quiet Witness and Freezing Ray can both get to 13. And whenever we hit level 25, we'll probably take Witness again. Because the Witness is very good. Like, no doubt. It is very, very good. We also could start taking Two-Hearted. And we should probably spend our points. It's really tempting to take Ego. It's really, really tempting to take Ego. We do eventually need to get to 29 Strength, though. So I think we're going to take Strength instead. We'll also need to eventually get to 29 Intelligence. So Strength and Intelligence are going to be the two things that we pour stats into. But every so many levels, you're going to get a +2 to all your stats. I don't remember what levels those are at, but you will get them every so many levels. So don't worry too much about that stuff. I think we're going to take Two-Hearted because I would love to get some more toughness as well. Okay. Let's see what's around us. Battle Axe. Hammer. Damn, no two-handed. I mean, we could use a two-handed greatsword, I suppose, but we'd lose all of our cudgel abilities. We just crit that guy so many times. That was actually ridiculous. Find a sower and charge him, which is one of the best things to do because he will not throw the grenades at melee range. Although I wonder if we can load. So the strange plant that's on the ground there is actually the grenades. I wonder if we can load them into our grenade launcher. Although that guy just threw the strange plants at me, which then exploded, setting off all of the other strange plants. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and read these to identify them. They count as grenades. Yeah, we might be able to do that. It's a little terrifying to me whenever the grenade launcher misses. Some of the later heavy weapons, like the chain guns and stuff like that, we won't have to worry about accuracy. Which is a funny thing to say about a chain gun, but we're really just not going to have to worry about accuracy. Oh, I did forget that we were going to want to grab cooking, and we're also going to want to grab nostrum. I did learn that cooking wouldn't have helped. I mean, it would have helped us, but not as much as taking nostrum here. Nostrum allows us to deal with poison, illness, and disease onset at a campfire. So actually, we want to probably take that right away. So now whenever we campfire, we can treat diseases and illnesses with various things. Charge across the entire lake at this guy. That is so fucking cool. For the record, a normal character would only be able to charge like 3 tiles. Okay, we've reached one of the first villages, it looks like. What was that? I actually probably should have taken a moment to look at that. That is a chitinous puma. Chitinous puma. I don't know, is it chitin or chitin? Chitin. I've never really... I've heard both ways. People claim that it's chitin and some people claim that it's chitin. What is going on here? Disciple of the Sightless Way and pariahs. Oh, it's a bunch of pariahs. So they're actually going to be friendly to us. Nice. I think I saw a legendary. Yeah, a legendary of pariah. I love this turret's name. HE error missing hex value. That's amazing. We're going to talk to him and chat with him. We can do a water ritual with him, but because he's a machine, this is actually kind of interesting. It requires a dram of oil. So we'll get increased with pariahs, which I always like doing. Oh, we're going to lose some with bears and with a random village. Okay, I don't care too much about losing with bears. For a second, I was thinking about that being something else. It's funny, I could ask him to join me, but he's a turret, so he can't move. That's just really funny. Does he have anything to trade? Lead slugs. Why am I not surprised that he only has lead slugs to trade? And the other pariah here doesn't have anything else. There is a statue here. We can't reach it, but what we can do is you can hold control to bash things down and then read it from there. And I think you can also read them from a distance. Looks like most of the things in this area are actually friendly. Ooh, what the fuck is that? A traipsing mortar. A mortar tube enameled with fire blister bounces on a gyroscopic mount between a pair of chrome-hooved kickers. So it's a legged mortar. You know, you could have just said a mortar with legs. You don't have to use... It wants to run away from me, but unfortunately for it, I have a really long charge. I wonder if it just dropped a bunch of grenades because it's a mortar. HE missile, yes. So we're going to read this with psychometry, and they're 10 pounds, so we're going to disassemble them all for now. But we now know how to make HE grenades or HE missiles, which means that in the future, we're going to be able to, once we get a rocket launcher, which is one of my goals, we're going to be able to make rockets for the rocket launcher. Oh my gosh, moving through all this water is so annoying. You know what? I just realized I can fly. Just fly over the water. Jeez, they just hit me so many freaking times. What the fuck? Wild. And getting surrounded by these Neftali can actually be really deadly. Really, really deadly. Oh, there's a book here. Interesting. That's actually one of those yellow books are handwritten books by the developers, and those often contain a lot of the lore. So if you're interested in learning more about the universe of Qud, you then want to try and give this book a read. There is also one book in the game that tells you the cures to all of the various ailments. So it's good to know, because there is ways to cure them, and it's really not obvious. Like, there's some pretty weird things you have to do to cure some of the ailments in the game. There is a sower in the back, but I think because there's a bunch of... I'm wrong. I was about to say, because there's a bunch of guys near me, he's not going to throw the grenade, but he did anyways. We're going to take this folding hammer and take this real quick, and then we're going to throw a grenade back, and I immediately hit myself with a grenade. So we're going to back up and try this again, which means that they all healed as well. Maybe not as much as I thought, actually. Make sure we fight down these bullies. Ooh, nice stun reset. I think I can pick up this carbide hammer, though, and take that. And we'll see if that's a stronger... I think the folding hammer is stronger. It's 2d4 instead of 2d3. Yeah, so we can repair that and then equip it. What's in my right hand? Why do I have a chem cell in my right hand? That's weird. I don't know when I put a chem cell in my hand by accident. That would have been 100% an accident. When we find the village that Mammon is in, we're actually not going to engage him right away, because there's a really good chance he just kills me. Instead, what we'll be doing is we will actually back out and sort of save. The river sort of ends here, but then goes to the north. So I think we're supposed to be going north this time. I have lost this trail many a times in many a saves. So to be honest, I might have already lost the trail, and I might be following the wrong part of the river. But I don't think we're following the wrong part, because there's still a river here. We'll know we have it correct whenever we start seeing, like, fires off in the distance. And you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. It's pretty obvious. And it's also very cool looking. Wait, it was saying that that guy remained stunned, but he was walking towards us? Excuse me, game. What? I'm gonna back up a little bit. Oh, I don't have any more ammo. Can I equip a sower's seed to throw then? I can. 17 damage. 19 damage. Hell yeah. Freeze him with freezing ray. Come back down. Bonk him. Did we manage to... He's dazed. Crit him and killed him. Hell yes. Okay. We'll go ahead and take his obsidian crystal as well. So this guy only had a carbide longsword. Rush down this guy here. See if we can finish him off. Very nice. He has an 8 for cat. Is that better? It's 10 cold resistance. We're gonna grab these just because we might need some emergency cold resistance when we go down to the Bethesda Susa. What's a Puma Chitin vest? Gives you negative 200 reputation with cats. I mean, yeah, makes sense. Funny to imagine though, in a universe where a lot of enemies are sentient. Wearing their skin is very obviously going to get you negative reputation with them. Oh my god, you need to die. Now, they might throw them whenever their allies are near, but they definitely won't throw them whenever you're in melee with them. So if you can't kill them from a range, because they're throwing grenades, so they can't throw them too far, right? But if you can't kill those guys, the sowers, from a range, you probably do want to just charge them down. Oh, you see right over here? The fire's off the right side of the screen. That means we're getting close now. We've actually been handling this, other than that one legendary and his troop, been handling this pretty well. So I have confidence. We're getting a lot of these sower seeds, and I want to hold on to as many of them as I can, because we're just going to throw all of them at Mammon. Just make sure he has a bad fucking day. A scoped Issachar rifle? Sure, go ahead and disassemble it. There's apparently a water merchant here. Oh, what the wild-eyed water merchant, you come to attend his waking dream? Nor do I have cloven hooves, but yes, a cloven mind. What are you talking about? The amaranthine dream, the heights within ourselves we may yet reach with his guidance. There it is in all of us, shades of our elder selves. Within each man, a goat. Within each goat, a man. Who the fuck are you? Who am I? Who are you? What does it matter? You and I are nothing, the most insignificant afterthoughts of the amaranthine shade. Don't talk with that man goat. You listen to him. Okay, you're a problem. And he just has arms and legs and blood. Yep, Yep. You've discovered the village lair of Mammon Soul Drinker. So with that, we're going to press 5, and we're going to fly away. Because there's now a map marker of where he is. And we are going to fly back to town, and that creates a checkpoint. And we're going to do a little bit of trading, see if anyone has anything new real quick. We might even teleport to Grit Gate, see if we can get a great hammer of some kind. Ooh, hey, we can store a bunch of our money too. And then once we do that, we will go and fight him. Okay, we went around and traded with all the towns. We went back to Grit Gate, to Joppa, and we also traded here in Kyakukya. But we didn't find anything that is super valuable to us. We also still didn't find a two-handed hammer. I'm starting to believe that they don't exist. We're going to make a couple more high explosives, reload our grenade launcher with one. We're going to fly as soon as we get in so that he doesn't have a chance to hurt us. Eat real quick. And then we're going to see if we can... We're going to zoom out a little bit here, only for this fight, because I want to make sure that as soon as we see him, we start attacking him. Okay, there is a goat folk here. So we'll take this guy out. Make sure and kill his ads whenever possible. That was a thrall, it says. In fact, we'll actually wield the buckler, because the buckler goes on one of our arm slots instead of our hand slots. And we must have unequipped our shield by accident. And that might be the shield that we sold. Okay. It's auto-explore. Just the nice thing about auto-exploring is that it will stop us. There he is. Mammon Soul Drinker. Mammon stands nearly a head taller than his kin and broader at the shoulders. Great tufts of blood-matted hair, some of which is braided, tassel out from his head and chin, and a tattered crimson headdress hangs from one of his colossal horns. In long swathes on his bare chest, the fur is scorched and the skin flayed. He wears a sarong wrapped around his waist, its wool fibers sodden with foul, inky liquid. His face is a vision of madness, at once the countenance of a rapturous crone and a child in fright. He is equipped with a turbo. That sucks. I think his equipment is somewhat random. I don't think I've ever seen him with a turbo and an amaranthine prism. So if we're up in the air like this, he is going to shoot that turbo at us. We're going to shoot a grenade launcher at him right away. And we're going to start throwing grenades at him. Because fuck this guy and the horse he came in on. Are we already out of grenades? What? There's no way we're already out of grenades. Didn't we have like a bunch of these? I thought I had way more grenades than that. I thought I had a bunch. Well, how hurt is he? After all of those grenades, he is fine. Screw you. Okay, well, he's at least injured now. We need a backup gun or something like that. This guy's a problem. If he touches us, he's going to apply a incredibly powerful siphon effect onto us. I was hoping that there would be like a grenade or something in here. Can we back up and make some grenades maybe? We can make one more grenade. That's it. Well, we did manage to do more damage to him. He's now injured. I'm confused on why he's not firing the turbo at us. Shoot him with ice again. I cannot stress enough how dangerous this man is. I really do not want to fight him in short range. It would have been really nice to have a gun at this point. We probably should have kept one of our guns. Like, I could charge him, and there's a chance that I can stun him, and there's a chance that I can daze him out, but there's a chance he just murders me. You know what? YOLO. We did manage to daze him, but he shifted off right away. We'll go ahead and freeze him and back off. So I'd like to charge him again for the freeze daze. He dazed. Did we stun him? Stunned. Yes, okay. So we did a couple free hits. He just shook off the stun. Let's back up again. Charge him again. Stun him. He's dazed. He's stunned. Remain stunned. Remain stunned. See if we can just stun lock him. We just shook off the stun. So repeat. Oh, that's such a strong build. Ice and stun, boys. Ice and stun as we kill the leader of the Children of Mammon, Mammon Soul Drinker himself. We gained 205 reputation of robots. Neat. And among all of the things on him, ooh, sturdy carbide gauntlets. We're actually going to equip those because that brings our AV up quite high. We also find the amaranthine prism. A starless triangular prism of black glass holds still. It gives you -1 willpower and +1 ego, but it doesn't actually. I'm not going to put it on, but I'll let you know what it does. unless you want to figure out yourself. So if you want to figure out yourself, be aware, and spoiler incoming here. Okay, for everyone who doesn't care about the spoilers, what the Confronting Prison does is that it will actually give you +1 Edo, and then over some time, it'll give you +2, and then +3, and +4 eventually. But the problem is that it'll keep giving you -1 willpower, and if you ever get to 0 willpower, you die. So it will eventually kill you. And I think there are some cheesy ways where you can equip it and not die. I don't mean cheesy, but there's like weird interactions where you can equip it and not die. But I don't remember how to do that. We're gonna install a combustion cell into this thing and equip the turbo for just the time being. It's funny to equip a turbo and then iron arrows, but we'll go ahead and turn in the Amaranthine Prison quest before we finish for the day. Let's go back to Warden Indrix. Is Mammon dead? Have you recovered the talisman? Yes. Mammon is dead and I possess the prism. Is that so? Only a ferocious warrior could have slain Mammon. You must be such a warrior. Now hand over the prism and choose your reward. If you keep it at this point, you will aggro Warden Indrix, and he is much stronger than Mammon was. Just keep that in mind. You can give him the Amaranthine. Also, if you come to him equipped, he will automatically be aggro. He takes the Amaranthine Prism and give us his award. Let's see. Two-handed axe. What's a mag hammer? I think we want the mag hammer, right? There's also a two-handed. I'm going to look this up before we accept to make sure that the mag hammer is two-handed. Okay, after looking into some stuff, the mag hammer is in fact a two-handed hammer. It has a really cool effect on it. I'm not sure if it's super great for us, but I think it's more rare than the two-handed fluorite maul. And it does in fact do 6 to 12 damage versus the maul doing 6 to 12 off of less dice. So the lacquered mag hammer is probably better for us. We're going to take that and immediately equip it. We get a bunch of reputation of a bunch of different things, and we're going to immediately put this thing on, which is very, very happy for me. We'll go ahead and read its early history. Looks like it's too complex for us, and we will put a different cell in it. Let's see. In fact, we will take off this. No, we'll put a high capacity cell in this. The reason why is because the high capacity cell we're going to be able to recharge once we have some A bits, which we don't have any of right now. But I do think that I want to re-equip my grenade launcher. It's more thematic for my character. And we'll probably deconstruct the turbo because you know what? We'll probably sell it. It's probably not worth deconstructing. It's too valuable. But yeah. With that, I think we're going to have to end for today. This has been Caves of Qud, and I've been Areima. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. And if you have, please like and subscribe the video. That is what keeps me going with series like these. If you do want to see more Caves of Qud, we will be playing again on Wednesday, or you can just subscribe to the channel for hard games and Cataclysm and such like that. I love roguelikes and hard games, and we'll be playing them until the day I die. I hope you guys have a good night, and goodbye.